Hello, Brave Awakened Ones. QV here. What's up? It is the 20th of April. It's 5 o'clock in the evening here in South Florida. And I just wanted to do a quick update with you guys to cover what is going on out there in space weather because it is seriously affecting us. I was knocked out for a couple of hours. I got up to try to cook and eat. I almost fell on my face because, yeah, the KP index, which measures the solar wind and which affects our, magnetosphere, the electrical activity on Earth. And actually, earlier today, my building had a blackout. It is extremely windy out there. It's still very windy. The air is very warm, though, but it's very, very windy. And actually, well, once I'm stable enough, I have to go fix the screen on my patio because it even blew in the screen on my patio. I have to be able to stand on a ladder to do that, and I don't want to fall. Okay, so where did this solar wind come from? It came from this. It came from the CME that popped off a few days ago that I've spoke about. I made a couple of videos on it already. It does hit us, okay? This is Earth. Okay, this is a solar wind. It does hit us. Now, I don't consider this a regular CME. Okay, my theory, and you don't have to agree, is due to Comet Atlas being burnt up by the sun, the fragments fell into the sun, our sun, and caused this ripple effect to come out. It reminds me of a pebble being thrown in a body of water. You get these equal bursts of energy, see, on both sides. Usually, if you see one CME pop off on a big CME pop off on one side, yes, you will see a smaller CME pop off on the other side. Okay, but rarely are they equal like this. But you do get that when you throw something in a body of liquid. Okay, so it's like poof, the plasma popping off on both ends. All right, so that's my theory on it. And I think it's a very good darn theory. Um, so yeah, we already went through this. I showed you what it looked like on stereo A, and there's 8 hours of missing time going on. You can go back and watch that video. Now here's the KP index, which measures that solar weather activity coming in, and it went all the way up to 7, which is major storm area. Each of these bars stands for 3 hours. So we had 3, whoops. Okay, we had 3, 6, 9, 12 hours. And now it's back down. This is remember, this is UTC time, all right? So this is going on right now. And besides the wind being windy, it also really can affect what's going on underneath the crust. Earthquakes, volcanoes popping off. So far, the earthquakes didn't look too bad to me, but we don't know what's going to happen between now and tomorrow. All right. But we did get hit with it pretty darn good. So it went into solar storm region for a good 12 hours and it peaked at 7. Okay, so it's really high. Okay, and this is the effect it had on the Schumann. This. All right, and the way I was shown, because I ended up being part of it today, which was very surprising to me, channeling that energy and using it to basically blow up some dark entities and beings that are they're trying to conjure them up, the dark ones. They're still trying. I mean, part of that concert stay at home BS that they did was the same thing. It was to, besides try to brainwash people into staying at home, to destroy the economies all around the world. It was also to try to brainwash you to get vaccinated, to get chipped, all that kind of nonsense that people are like saying, oh, hell no, right now. Too many people are waking up to what's going on. What I'm seeing actually is the ones that are out there protesting the hardest are Gen Xers. Really, that's what I'm seeing. It's mostly Gen X and funny enough, the school age kids, Gen Z, are like, we don't want to be home anymore because my family's filled with them. And but I'm noticing that the Gen Yers, because my daughter's a Gen Y and my son's a Gen Z, the Gen Yers, and I'm not basing this just on my daughter, mind you, they're the ones who are like buying into the BS. Who are buying into the whole zombie apocalypse crap, which is what my daughter calls it. They're actually buying into the whole zombie apocalypse thing because they're the ones who are led by the nose by Lady Gaga and Beyonce and all that other kind of garbage. They're the Bernie bros. That's what made up the majority. So they're buying into it, and I'm still praying to God that they snap out of it. They really need to snap out of it, the millennials. They unfortunately, they were brainwashed really hard. The propaganda hit hard when they were in college and still are in college. Okay, that's when the bulk of the propaganda started really being rolled out. It wasn't too bad when I was in college. I'm a Gen Xer. It wasn't that bad. You know, you could still see through the BS. I remember when what was I, in high school or something? Al Sharpton, the whole thing with Tawana Brawley and Al Sharpton. And even when I was in college, my first year of college, I remember Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson coming to my college campus, and we were like, they're con artists. I mean, even as college kids, as an 18-year-old, we were like, no. Didn't they like do some crazy stuff earlier? But now they buy it hook, line, and sinker. So this energy was used to blast away, for some of us who deal in that stuff as light workers, to blast, literally dispel that spell that they tried to pull at their conjurings that they tried to do. That's what it was done, literally. Taking in this light and incinerating that darkness. And there were like demonic beings. It was crazy. It was gross. I don't want to describe it. I'd like not to think about it after that. So that's what was going on with all of this energy. And remember, it is going to cause like a lot of weather issues going on also, really bad storms and things like that. Water, it involves a lot of water. I keep seeing a lot of water being involved when it comes to this in particular. Not so much as the earthquakes and volcanoes, but a lot of water movement. That's what I keep seeing, water movement when it comes to this. Wind and water. Well, the wind is what's moving the water. That's what's going on. It's like, whoof, this wind over the land. The energy itself is making that wind. Wow, it's like I keep hearing whoof outside. It is that windy out there. Any which ways. So guys, if you're feeling woozy and funky and everything, don't be surprised today and tomorrow and stuff like that. Lay down. I know even if you're at work, what I used to do and stuff like this would happen, I would go sleep in my car, go take my 15-minute break, half an hour break, go sleep in my car. Try not to operate heavy equipment. Try not to drive. Like right now, I wouldn't dare drive because I am so woozy right now. Just the vertigo is insane. Crazy popping, crackling sounds going on in the ears, seeing sparks going around, just pops of light, like just sparks, like sparklers in the air. That's what it looks like. That's been going on since this popped off a few days ago. Yeah, you already saw that. Okay, we did all of that. There are some sunspots, so we don't know what's coming through there. So yeah, that's it. It was just a quick report I wanted to give you guys to show you what was going on and what is being done. So have no fear, man. It is done. I know there's been a couple of, FFs, FEs going on. If you don't know what that means, figure it out. In Canada, one in Canada and one down here in the States. The one in Canada said 17 people were shot. I'm not buying it. I really am not. The one down, of course, these are just, unfortunately, pre-programmed useful idiots. They're pre-programmed, Monarch experienced people, experiments, I should say, under mind control, we're going to have pockets of that, but we cannot buy in to that apocalypse stay at home thing. Yes, the alliance started saying, used this whole epidemic thing, they used this entire epidemic thing to get us to stay at home to keep us safe so they could do the cleanup, so they could go to those underground bunkers, so they could, get the indictments together and everything like that, because they knew if we were out there doing our usual, there would have been like freaking 20 school shootings already. Okay. Now they have less targets that they can go at. So, I know a couple of times they tried to shoot up a couple of supermarkets down here, but it was stopped by some undercover cops. That shooters were taken down immediately. Now they got a bus. Now they're going after buses. Okay. Hopefully there's enough people out there that could squash it. All right. So that's going to happen. They're going to try to use that fear. Don't give in to the fear, to try to totally collapse the world so we could say, yes, yes, please, Bill Gates, shoot me up with your freaking poison and tattoo me, put a chip in me. That's what they're hoping that we'll do, which is why they had that stupid stay at home concert garbage. Yeah, of course they say stay at home. They're in their $50 million mansions with their ice cream, with $20,000 worth of ice cream. So of course, stay at home. Please don't be dumb enough to buy into it. So it was already done. And I told you guys, and then bam, the next day, Trump said it. He was like, okay, yeah, you could still social distance, but, it's time to reopen and stuff like that. Don't get out of hand. And of course, the ones who are fighting the hardest to keep their states closed, like in New York and California, Illinois, they're the ones who are in the biggest trouble. They're the ones who are in it neck deep into corruption. Okay. So of course they want to keep the fears going, collapse the state. It's amazing in New York. They're arresting people and want you to report people like brown shirts, freaking Nazis, fascists, to report your neighbors. If you're standing too close to somebody, report them, take a picture and send it. And you do have some insane SJW millennials doing stupid shit like that. A Gen Xer needs to take that damn phone and smash it. That's what I say. I know I would if I saw that crap. I don't care what would happen after that. I would do it. So I'm not trying to incite violence. I'm just expressing my frustrations. Okay. So yeah, they're trying to make people into Nazis, little brown shirts, take pictures, report people, yet they're letting criminals, murderers, pedophile, rapists out of jail. Come on. Do we not see the plan? This is what shocks me with these people who are still under the spell. It just, but it's not my job to go there anymore. I did everything I'm supposed to do. So all we could do is keep speaking the truth and sharing. Okay. So that's it. All right. And yeah, it's time to get things going because the heavy work has already been done. It is finished and it's time to reopen. And that's it. Time to get going. So thank you again, everybody, for the love and support of my BFF. She's doing better and better. I'm still having to yell at her so she could stop behaving stupidly. She is a normie. So, but she goes, I'm doing my best to listen. I'm doing my best to listen. Unfortunately, my cousin is not listening. Well, the doctor didn't tell me to do anything. I'm like, just take a goddamn vitamin, you idiot. He won't even do that. So, and he's diabetic. He's the son of my uncle that died from COVID. So I just spoke to my mother about it. All you could do is lead the horse to water. It's up to them to drink, right? I love my cousin. Grew up with him. We even went to the same college together. I don't even know what to say. He has little children. But again, normies, what could you do? What could you do? Any which ways, QV out, guys. Hang in there. We got this. We won the final battle already. The final battle is over and it is won. Okay, the war is over. All right, just know that. All right, bye.